Hey guys, let's review Denon AVR-X2700H Dolby Atmos and DTS XAV receiver. Are you in the market for a TV sound upgrade? If so, then today's review will be of great interest. We're looking at the new Denon AVR-X2700H with support for 3D sound. This audio-visual receiver comes from one of the most successful audio companies around and follows a long line of award winners. Can the new version live up to its predecessors? Let's find out. If you are seeing this channel for the first time and like to see similar reviews in the future, then hit that subscribe button right now. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers this month. The Denon AVR-X2700H is a 7.2 channel audio-visual receiver, meaning it can support 7 speakers plus 2 subwoofers for all your home theater needs. It also includes 6 HDMI inputs and 2 outputs for routing all your set-tops boxes and games consoles through to a TV or projector. This is great for minimizing cable clutter and makes usage a doddle. You have many options when it comes to placement of those 7 speaker channels. Some options include a traditional 5.1 with 2 up-firing speakers for 3D sound, or an extra pair of surround speakers behind the listening position for an even more immersive experience. There's even the option to power a pair of speakers in another room. All this adds up to an incredibly flexible and productive unit. Under the hood we find an advanced digital signal processor delivering 150 WP/C to your speakers. This is the perfect amount for most living room setups and should produce a full-bodied performance in those situations. Home theater is not the only audio this unit is capable of though. The X2700H also incorporates a range of analog connections for all your music needs. This includes a dedicated turntable input and the ability to playback from a USB storage device. It's an impressive array of options for one unit to manage. The home theater capability is really where the X2700H excels though, with support for the 2 main 3D audio formats. This means whether you're watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus with Dolby Atmos soundtrack or Atomic Blonde on Blu-ray with its DTS X sound, you're always getting the best possible sound from your home theater. It's something I always rate when a device has cross-platform support, as it means you don't have to worry about getting the best when buying content. One of the big changes this year is the inclusion of support for both 8K at 60 Hz and 4K at 120 Hz, through an update, which arrives just in time for the new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. If you're even considering buying one of these in the coming years, then having support for these higher frame rates is essential from an AVR. There's also support for 4:4 pure color subsampling, BT.2020 color and dynamic HDR formats such as Dolby Vision. Most importantly for gamers is variable refresh rate, VRR, and auto low latency mode, ALLM, which switch automatically to game mode of compatible TVs and allow consoles to vary frames per second without encountering frame tearing for peak performance. All these features add up to mean the Denon line of receivers and the X2700H in particular are some of the best placed to take advantage as more TVs arrive supporting the new range of game consoles. Once we're done reading up on all the specs, we sit down to set the unit up. In the box you get a setup mic with a cardboard tripod for measuring the room, plus a remote and aerials for the FM/AM tuners. There's also a helpful addition of stickers to mark which cable is which when plugging everything in. It's a nice little touch which shows Denon's experience in making these types of products. The setup process is made much easier by the on-screen prompts once you hook it up to your TV or projector. These take you through the process of wiring all your speakers into place and calibrating their output to your room with the included Odyssey mic and software. It doesn't take more than 30 minutes to do well and makes a significant difference to the quality of sound from this AV receiver. Another helpful feature of this receiver is the layout of speaker terminals, which run along the bottom of the unit so as not to be too cramped and hard to access. Speaking from experience, this makes life so much easier, especially if you aren't using banana plugs on your cables. Once everything is set up with our unit, and the monitor audio mass 5.1 we chose to plug into it, we sit down to enjoy some content finally. Starting with The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, with Dolby Atmos thanks to the handy EARC feature on the Denon, we're immediately impressed by the atmospherics of this system. Spaceships passed impressively with some scenes, while in others birds flutter above our heads thanks to our in-ceiling speakers and the Denon support for 3D sound. Altogether, we think this is a great refresh from Denon, bringing a few new features to one of the most popular models in its class. It really brings the X2700H into 2020 and updates it for many years to come thanks to the HDMI 2.1 support.